What's up, dudes?
What's going on?
What's up, Deanna? Welcome to the podcast. I'm Mike. That's Scott.
Hi, Mike and Scott. How are you guys?
We are
We're
great.
doing well. I mean, after that dance and play, you might be the happiest person to join this podcast, and I'm including us too right now. So,
Oh wow, I'm pretty effing happy.
Well, don't worry. There's still time. By the end of this, you won't be dancing.
yeah, around minute 15, we'll be asking you that question again.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
Oh shit, let's go. Let's go.
So, Deanna, thank you for giving us some time on the show. I guess I want to just start off right at the beginning. And I mean, it's funny how like your story sounds just like kind of a movie opening. Can you tell us about just like singing somewhere and somebody overhears you and then boom, you're going to Berkeley on a music scholarship?
Yeah, it kind of was. I mean, the trajectory of my life was not where I am today. I was born and raised in a suburb of Boston, literally to an immigrant dad, immigrant from Italy, and my mom. They were married crazy at 18 and 20, opened their restaurant that they ran for 45 years, our family restaurant. And I thought my trajectory was, you're going to be in the cooking restaurant business.
Yeah.
Kind of the way it goes, right? And early in my career, I was kind of a latchkey kid. So my dad would go to work at like 4:35 in the morning. My mom would relieve him around 6. We'd get home around 2:33. So from like 3 to 6, we were on our own. If dad came home at 6, sometimes he had to stay later. Mom would come home, 10, 11, sometimes midnight. And I would literally just be in my basement singing after I did my chores, after I did my homework. And when I graduated high school, I was like, well, I'm not, what am I going to go to college for? I saw fame. So I was like, I want to go to Juilliard, and my mom was like, my Italian mom was not having me going away to college. Right. Let me rephrase that. My Italian Catholic mom was like, you're not going away to college.
Yeah.
I know what happens to girls who go away to college kind of vibe. And so literally I was like, okay, screw it. I'm going to move to New York and be a big star. So I was recording my demo or my single, which was, if you can believe it, I'm going to outdate both of you right now. Ka-single. A ka-single. Like, look at Scott. He's like, what?
No. I remember specifically.
Do you remember ka-singles?
Specifically going into maybe
Tower
like
Records,
a Sam Goody or something like that, and I had Meatloaf's I do everything for love, but I won't do that. So right. I had the single, Deanna. Let's not. I'm right with you.
I love that you admitted that you had that single. Okay,
hey, well,
that's like that's a good one. But no, literally was working on this thing, and this I didn't know that the studio I was recording at was across the street. I had no idea what Berkeley was, by the way. And this man approaches me and he's like, hey, you have a great voice. Cause I was like singing whatever. I was going to go back and sing. And I'm like, thanks. And he's like, do you go to Berkeley? And I'm like, well, what's Berkeley? I have no idea. And by the end of it, he handed me his card and he's like, hey, audition for this 5-week summer program. I can probably get you a full ride to the summer program, which I did. Cause I was like, well, I have nothing to do this summer. Let's go to Berkeley and hone our skills before I move to New York and become a big star. And bam, at the end of that, got a 4-year scholarship to study at Berkeley. Like they announced my name and I'm like, why are they announcing my name? And everybody's like, you just won a full scholarship to the college. And I was like, I did, like clueless. My parents in the audience going, well, what the hell's going on? You know what I mean? Like hands up in the air like this and everything. And long story short, 4 years, one of the first people in my immigrant family to graduate high school and definitely on a full ride. So kind of cool.
Now you were just singing on your own, like were you involved in, I don't know, choir or plays at school or things like that? Or is this truly like, no one really knows I'm performing shows in my basement by myself and this, and
No. I was fully aware from my basement, like I can sing. Fun fact, my mom used to sneak me into karaoke bars.
Okay. So
that had weekly cash prizes. Okay. No, now picture this. I'm 15. My mother is 35. So we look like sisters.
Yeah.
She's getting me into karaoke bars. I'm walking in, I'm piping Whitney Houston or whatever the hell, winning the cash prize. This was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, right?
So there's an awareness of your talent then.
There's an awareness. And then the full ride to Berkeley kind of made me go, okay, I really have something, because I don't think this big giant institution would give me all this money if I didn't have a nugget. But in high school, I was in all the plays, I was in the musicals,
Okay.
I was doing it. They knew me as a creative. I wasn't a cheerleader. I wasn't I wasn't that. I was like a band geek. I was in choir and I was in all the shows. And when I was 16, I auditioned and got picked to be in this thing called Sounds of America. Okay.
Oh.
So 15 years old, I turned 16 in Paris, France. I went to 8 countries in like 6 weeks and sang at Notre Dame Cathedral. I mean, crazy places. We went to like Switzerland, Italy, France, Germany, nuts. And so that was the other way that I knew, like, okay, between that and then the Berkeley thing, I'm like, okay, I might have a nugget, I might have something here. And then by the time I was done with Berkeley, it was like, okay, like I had already gotten some major commercials at that point and done backgrounds for some major artists and had film and TV placements because I'm also a songwriter. So I was like, okay, this is it. We're not going to go into the restaurant business. This is it. And I always said to myself, if the music thing doesn't work, I have a music business and management degree from Berkeley. I'll go and become a music lawyer. Like I knew I was going to be somewhere
in the music
in entertainment. I just didn't know what,
I wonder what the Sounds of America in 2025 would be. I feel like there'd be much different songs.
A lot of cursing.
Yeah.
They'd be doing Cardi B and Notre Dame Cathedral. Hysterical. They should do it. I don't think they do it anymore. I think it's defunct now, but it was like 300 people on tour. It was insane. It was a full band and choir. It was insane.
Wow.
It was insane. Yeah.
So you graduate, and if I get this right, at Patti LaBelle, you perform for, and she comes to the back, and she just, I don't think I can give it justice repeating your words. What could you tell our audience what Patti LaBelle told you?
So the way Berkeley does it is the graduating class, they pick the best of the best to put on a show, instrumentalists and singers, for the honorary doctorate recipients. So that year it was Pat Metheny, guitar virtuoso, and Patti LaBelle, which was next to Whitney Houston, probably one of my favorite vocalists at the time. I like worshipped her. I mean, sang down. I have to sing Patti songs for Patti. So just imagine that pressure. All right, there we are. I'm 5'2", white chick doing Patti fucking LaBelle. Like, give me a break. Can I swear? Okay, I hope I can, because I just swore. She comes down in the green room after the show to like say thank you to all the students. She looks at me and she just goes, she's like, you were singing something. You a little Patti. She said it just like that. And I literally sat there in that moment, and she like literally turned around and walked away. That was it. That's all she said to me.
Yep.
And I was like, I can die. Like I can die and I'm good. Like Patti LaBelle just called me little Patti LaBelle. I'm done. Like I'm done. Like I can die. Put a fork in me. Finished. It was awesome. It was awesome.
I told you, Scott, I couldn't pull off the Patti LaBelle. And
you've
great with voices.
I think you can do it. Let's coach you. Let's coach you.
I agree. Let's get you through this.
Ready? You. Right. You a little singing something.
You a little singing something.
You a little Patti.
You a little Patti.
And walked away.
Oh, poor Patti.
All right, I'm done, Scott.
Nah, please go.
Michael,
just go.
Michael, I'm proud of you. Michael, I'm proud of you. That was.
Please go upstairs and tell your wife you're little Patti LaBelle.
Scott,
let me handle the rest of the interview.
Scott, that needs to be like.
It will. It will.
Oh yeah.
Him, not me. Him.
Yes.
Like, we've got Deanna Bomb Chica Colon on the show, but it's gonna be him. You do it, please.
Oh, but what you don't understand, what you've just created, that as the weeks go on, he's gonna be like, I'm little Patti, remember? And this is gonna take on a whole character that I'm gonna have to deal with now for the next.
And now all the audience are like, when did you get Patti LaBelle on the show? And it's like, no, it was Burlew doing a voice during the show.
Fully expecting him to be Patti LaBelle this year for Halloween. Don't let me down.
Quote me.
Yeah, I don't know how that will fly, but I think you should be here for Halloween too, Mike.
I do. Drag Patti LaBelle. Do it. Great.
So, Deanna, like as I look at all your stuff, and now you got your hands and everything. You've done the reality TV. You've done America's Got Talent. You've done MasterChef. You do all these commercials. You've talked and done a lot in the interviews about like you got to constantly be changing yourself. I'm kind of curious. Has there been something yet that you haven't touched that you're saying is on my bucket list to take care of?
I would, everything we just talked about, singing. I'm sorry, I have 8 rescue dogs. It's one of my giant loves in life. So they're barking. So I apologize to your listeners. Whether it's singing, whether it's songwriting, whether it's acting, whether it's hosting, whether it's my chef stuff, it's all creativity to me. I'm creating in a studio, on a plate, on a stage. It's all creativity. The one thing that I would love to do in my career, I would love to make it to Broadway. I came really close, really close with the musical Hairspray. And I don't know when, I don't know how, but I would love for my happy ass to be back in New York because I lived there for 12 years. I lived in the city for 12 years. I'd love to be back in New York City with the sole purpose of being on a Broadway stage and headlining a Broadway show, however, whatever character. You know, it's funny, when I was on AGT, I had walked by Radio City Music Hall almost every day, right? Never stepped foot in the building. So like, how cool. I have a picture of the first day that I walked into Radio City and walked on the stage to do my dress rehearsal. And I have a picture of my feet on the stage. I took a picture of it because I said all the years I lived in the city, I never even walked in the building, and I'm in the building on the stage, which is a legendary stage, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But to sing for 10 million people live on America's Got Talent, I mean, cuckoo.
Yeah.
Like another one of those moments you're like, am I here? You know? Very surreal.
Unless you're like me and you don't like feet, then the picture doesn't, you know.
I had good heels on. It wasn't my bare feet, guys. It wasn't my bare feet, okay? I had
Internet, don't look for those photos.
No. I had a cute pair of kicks on. Don't get it twisted, okay?
You know, we've interviewed so many people over the years. You know, we've been going since 2014, and you know, you pick little inspirations and nuggets from all these different artists, and whether it's music, whether it's the guy that created the Ninja Turtle, like they all have these really interesting advice and or inspiration. So I'm curious, like, you know, I'm looking at some of the people you've worked with, from Nick Jonas to Celine Dion and Justin Bieber, whatever it is, all these people you've worked with along the way. Is there one person that like stands out that kind of changed the way you look at either performance or recording, or there's some nugget you took from them that just was like, wow, like I could see something so different now?
I had the privilege of working with an artist that was signed to Quincy Jones.
Okay.
And after working with her for a week, I got to go to a dinner at a private home. There's probably 20 people there. And I don't know how I got to sit next to Quincy the whole night.
Wow.
And he was so wonderful. Like, we were having conversations and people were walking up with like an album and they'd be like, "Can you sign this, Quincy?" And he would stop the conversation and absolutely. And he was just so kind and wonderful. And I looked at him and I said, you have a beautiful soul. You're so generous with people. And he said, have humility in your creativity and grace in your success. And I have to tell you, I have not forgotten those words. Have humility in your creativity and grace in your success. Words that he literally lived by. And when I heard that, I went, that's kind of my whole thing now. When I do anything, I wake up every day. I literally wake up every day, put my feet on the ground and go, God, thank you so much. Like, whoa, like I get to wake up every day and I know what my day is going to look like essentially, but I never know what email or call or message from my agent is going to come through. And that could be the thing that like skyrockets me, or that could be the thing that changes my life, or that could be the thing that just puts me on another trajectory for my career, another thing on my resume, another moment in my career. And for that, I am so grateful, and no disrespect to anybody in this country or in this world that gets up and goes to a 9 to 5. It's honest work. God bless you. You're better than me. I would die. You know what I mean? I would die. I have to wake up and go, I'm going to be creative. I'm going to make music, sing music, write music, make food, put food up on my social media. I'm going to, write a piece of music, whatever it is. I'm hosting an event, so I get to use this personality that I was given. Getting to talk to you guys today. Like, if nobody's told you, I feel so honored to be here. Because if one person sees this and one person is inspired by my story and one person believes in themselves that bit more after seeing this, Kobe, slam dunk, job done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a shame. Yeah, we just lost Quincy Jones like what, 4 months ago too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So
and now
sad
you've inspired Mike to think that he's equivalent to Patti LaBelle. So your inspiration has no ends.
Good little Patty.
Listen, I felt it the day Quincy died, but I loved that he lived such a long life.
Sure.
And man, the impact. And if your listeners out there haven't seen the Netflix documentary on Quincy, watch that documentary. If you don't even know who he is, you're like, I don't know, who is he? What does he do? Michael Jackson. Please don't stop at Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson. That guy has a discography that will blow your damn hair back. As a matter of fact, one of the questions that I got to ask him as I'm sitting there is, who was his favorite person to work with? Thinking the answer is going to be Michael. No. He points to a gold ring on his pinky finger and he goes, my best friend, Frank Sinatra. You ask Quincy who the most incredible person he ever worked with. What he answered to me was Frank Sinatra. And he pointed to, I guess he had or has, I don't know where the ring is now, Frank Sinatra's ring.
That's cool.
Huge.
Cool. Now, you've been a bottle of positivity here, and I kind of want to get into how I figured to contact you and talk to you on the show is when they were doing the CBS Morning about the Super Bowl commercials.
Yes.
And for those who don't know, you did the Jardians original commercial for, I guess, their drug. And I was shocked by how you tell me people were going out of their way to contact you to try to insult you. Can you give a little background on like the timeline of this?
Pretty immediately. I don't need everybody in the world to love my commercial. I love that commercial. She's the best. Nobody expects that. There's an ass for every saddle. Okay. But what I'm speaking on, because I saw comments going, why is she complaining? Look at the money she made. No, we're talking about something very different. First of all, no matter how many stacks of checks, you're still human and it hurts your soul when somebody is saying disgusting, very cruel, vile things about you. None of us is made of steel, number one. Number two, I'm cool with, I hate that effing commercial. Great. No, people were, you're X, Y, and Z. You're gonna die. If you did what you did in that commercial every day, you wouldn't be so gross and fat. And guys, I mean, like, holy shit. Like, wow. Like,
yeah.
I mean, not just, come under my Instagram and type something horrible. Like, find my email, find my website, write me dissertations of what a POS I was. Like, wow. Like, who are you mad at? Who hurt you? I gotta tell you, I'm fairly aware that anybody who goes out of their way to write, there are people, celebrities, I don't mess with. I'm not even gonna name their names because I don't even want to give them any shine. But I am not under their Instagram telling them what a piece of shit they are. Right?
I just can't believe people like, okay, like you see a commercial, you don't like it or something.
Yeah.
Like have the time or the bandwidth to go, okay, I'm not only going to dislike this commercial, I'm going to follow up on it. I'm going to harass the people. But like, I
It's
can't think
not
of
like
any
a TV
commercial
show
that's
where there's credits where I can instantly go, that's your
no.
name, I can find you easily. They had to like Google this stuff.
But even that, you see a TV show, you hate the character, you find out who the actor is. If you go and send that actor a message, you're a whack job. Let's be
Yeah.
really clear.
I think anybody who sends any actor like a mess, like people who wish an actor happy birthday, like it's like I don't know what you're looking for here. Like it's a little
Yeah,
strange
like,
to me. No.
yeah, like come over for Thanksgiving. Thanks for the
Yeah.
birthday. I don't know. Guys, there was a hate group on Facebook.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
The day I had enough was when it was reported back to me through tons of my supporters who joined the group to stop them, to report it. The day that a man went and said, let's take a gander at how big her areolas are. That was the day that as a woman and a mom, I went, you've crossed a fucking line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that is bad. Some guy that went on there and said, I figured out where she lives. That's weird, man. And that's
Really
like,
weird.
you're messing with my safety and the safety of the people I love. You're crazy. So that's the type of stuff when people are like, oh, but you got checks. No check will ever heal that is what I'm talking about. That's crazy. That's weird. That's, personally attacking somebody's looks or assuming how they eat or diet or exercise or whatever they do. Wow. That's like me being like, why do you have that beard? What are you so white,
Yeah,
red?
Scott.
Like reading you like you might be you might be a Democrat for Christ's sake. What do I care? But the assumptions that we can make just looking at each other, that's what I was getting. And it was like, zip about me. Like nothing. You have no idea what I've struggled with. You have no idea the tears I've cried. You have no idea how if there was a magic pill and I could take it and be $1.25 and hot, I would. But maybe I was put on this earth and the journey that God put me on is to be seen and to have this spotlight to tell other people you could do it too. Don't let anything stop you. Your height, your weight, your color, your this, your that, nothing. Don't let anything get in the way of your dream. And there is a place for each and every one of us. Maybe that's my journey.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like it was just so much better pre-internet where the weirdos just stayed at home or like talked weird things in the backyard. Now everyone has this machine they can, disrupt and just be awful. And
yeah, and you can say whatever you want and you never have to watch. You know what I love is my favorite people, my favorite trolls on the internet are the ones that come and spew all this hate at you. And then when you go to reply to tell them to suck up bleep, they don't let you comment back. They have their privacy settings where you can't.
Or they don't have a profile picture. Their sole purpose is just like,
I'll be honest. I bully the bullies. I very rarely get something like that and just go, okay, you're weird. I'm going to leave you alone. No, I always say something back. Always. Because I do it for everybody that won't. And what's scary is that I'm lucky that I'm at this point in my life and my head is right and my heart is right. And I understand that these are unhappy people because I can't imagine if this was a kid going through this.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And now we have stories of kids getting messages like this and then committing suicide. Yeah. So I advocate for those people that don't and those people that didn't.
Now, this commercial, like, not that I'm downplaying that you were in a commercial, but were you just like, this is just a commercial gig. I'm gonna do it, have fun with it. Like, did you know it was it was serious or
any different from like your Big Lots commercial or something like that?
Let me explain. I don't think that people understand how difficult it is to land one.
Sure.
First of all, it's like a 1 in a 10,000 chance. Seriously, like they audition a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So for you to actually get picked is huge.
Right.
So to get it, remember we were like tail end of COVID. I hadn't worked in 3 years. I was like, thank you, Jesus. Like I'll take anything right now. Mm-hmm. I had no idea it was going to be massive. because you never do. In all honesty, right before this or right during this time, I think it was right after I shot the Bad Bunny Pepsi commercial. I thought that was going to be huge, like way bigger. I'm in a Pepsi commercial, big, with Bad Bunny, big. I thought Pepsi Bad Bunny was going to smoke this. No, like this was
Very interesting.
huge. And my approach was yet again, I'm just so grateful.
It's work. Yeah.
Job.
Yep.
Obviously.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but during COVID, singers, actors, writers, people like that were not working.
Oh, I know. It was great for us. We had interviews
Tons
stacked
of
up.
interviews
Like everybody was
year.
like, "Yeah, sure, I'll come on. No problem."
I have nothing better to do, right?
Mhm.
Like literally, I had to figure out a way to find and make work. So when this came, I went, I get to sing, I get to dance, I get to act, I get to go to Florida, shoot at Universal Florida. I'll go. Let's go.
Yep.
Sign me.
That's beautiful. When was the bomb Chica born?
Bomb Chica was like obsessed with like pinup vintage stuff. And I saw this image of this chick writing like a B-52 bomb. And I was like, and I'm always been multi-talented, said with humility, always been very multi-talented. And I went, I'm the bomb. I'm the bomb.com. I'm Bomb Chica. And when I saw her and she was like kind of Latina looking and pin-uppy on this B-52, I went, Bomb Chica. So my logo is a heart grenade. That's my logo, is a heart grenade. Like I'm the bomb, but it's a heart, it's love. And multi-talented, but also like I'm explosive. I'm explosive with joy. I'm explosive with fun. I'm explosive with positivity. I try to make people laugh. Guys, I just posted on my Instagram yesterday. We have a club out here in Vegas called Little Darlings. And on their sign, it says Little Darlings, and it says, now accepting all position, even ugly chicks. So I green screened it and I was like, hey, with the price of eggs, I'm going to go dance. And my dancer name is going to be Big Bounce. And I put it up like, I can poke fun at myself. Like I can laugh. I'm not going to go work at a strip club for eggs, guys. Let's be clear. But I threw it up there to make people laugh, to make people smile. Hey, people were like, hey, where do I line up to throw hundreds at? Yeah, I'm like, maybe I should think about this.
They found that old foot picture.
I was
going
to say, start with the feet. There's some feet weirdos out there. You don't need to make commercials anymore. Just sell
let me tell you something. I hats off to all the OnlyFans chicks. I'm just saying, God bless your soul. You figured out a way to use what you got and make a lot of money. I mean, God bless you,
So let me ask you, with all the negativity we talked about, like turning it in, being positive about it, and would you, if you were to go back, would you take that, what you went through and the bullying and everything, would you take it away, or do you look back at it and say, hey, that's what actually spawned a certain mentality or spawned a personality from you?
I hate that now. I hate that now this Jardiance thing is aligned with, wow, she got really beat up and bullied for doing this. A lot of people had some horrible things to say about her. I hate that because for me, when I think about the Jardiance commercial, I think about the hundreds of DMs, the videos of little kids sent to me by parents going, my kid stops in their tracks to sing dance with you.
Yeah.
Like, let me tell you something. The positive far outweighs the trolls. And, the CBS Sunday Morning clip that they put up on their Instagram, they put up my clip, they put up Flo's clip, they put up Dean Winter, Mayhem's clip. They got like 60,000 views on their little clip. I hit over 1 million. So I put up a post on my Instagram and literally highlighted some of the horrible troll comments that I got on the CBS. Now I'm talking about the trolls, but yet the trolls still come out under the CBS Sunday Morning stuff to spew disgusting things. So I highlighted them, put them in a reel, and I said, hey, I just want to shout you all out. Thanks so much for this comment and this mean comment and this mean comment, because you just bumped me up. You just made me surpass 1 million views. So here I am sandwiched between Flo and Dean Winters. And this chick right here, this nobody, has 1 million views on CBS Sunday Morning. More than Taylor Swift, more than Demi Moore, there's a bunch of people that they highlight on their Instagram. I have 1 million freaking views. So you know what? If they're not talking about you, you must not be doing something right.
So you guys heard that. Please send your insults to Michael Burlew. Please tell him how terrible he is. Help us out here. We could use it.
Scott, the box is full again.
Yeah.
We got to get the second one going.
I mean, listen, I'm all for comedy. I'm all for that. I'm all for having fun. But when you are going after somebody's physical attribution or, saying stuff like that, it's below the belt mean. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a level of having an opinion about something and then being mean. I just put up that I didn't like the new Meghan Markle Netflix show. I said, listen, you got to do a little bit more than take peanut butter pretzels and put them in a plastic bag and label them peanut butter pretzels for me to think that you just gave me a tip or a trick, right? And people came for me. Why are you not? You're racist. Oh my God. First of all, I'm racist.
Yeah, that's their favorite.
Two, I don't support other women. 3, I'm the girl who cried wolf, saying she gets bullied. Now here she is bullying somebody. Did I say Meghan Markle was an ugly, hideous, fat POS? Not at all. I just said, girl, like, give me a break with this cooking show. And really, if you were looking between the lines, what I'm really saying is, hey, Netflix, if you're going to give a Black woman a cooking spotlight show on Netflix, how about Cartier Brown? How about Sunny Anderson? How about Carla Hall? How about Tabitha Brown? How about somebody who isn't married to a fucking prince and somebody who maybe needs the money or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, I think she's good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, personally, I'm just kind of tired of some of these celebrities coming into spaces they have no business being in, adding to their billions that they already have. Give somebody else a shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's me. That's how I think. Like, there are tons of incredible Black and Latina women who deserve a Netflix show that are just surviving on social media right now.
That's racist.
Or YouTube channels. Netflix, where you at? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That was the underlying message, but people seem to miss that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Deanna, we just had a blast listening to your story, talking to you. You're an absolute treasure. I will just say it right to your face. So you really appreciate the time for you coming on to our show. You doing so many things, TikTok, singing, acting, dancing. People want to know what you're up to, where you're going, new projects. Where are the best places to go to find you?
All
Not
across
to insult you, by the way.
Oh yeah, and
Don't go
please
to
send the
those.
insult. Please, I'll make you famous. You can find me everywhere, either at my website, iamdeanna.com, or social media, TikTok, Instagram. It's all the same, at Deanna Bomb Chica. I love when people send me messages. Send me a DM. Let me know what you thought of the show. I answer every single one. I answer every single email I get. I even answer the mean ones. Yeah. So hit that follow button and send me a message and let's be friends.
And final question for me, as you being a vocal coach and hearing me and Scott talk for the last 30 minutes, if both of us went into requesting you for help and all, which one are you saying, oh my God, I got to do overtime to fix this problem?
I got to be honest, it's probably Scott.
Damn it.
Ooh.
Damn it.
Yeah, because Michael, I think like maybe 1 or 2 lessons you would sound just like Patti LaBelle. But Scott, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Give me a little something, Scott.
No, you've been mean to me. I'm gonna make you famous now on Instagram, and I don't appreciate your comments. So I'm gonna be signing off now.
Come on, give me a little White Snake. A little "Here I Go Again on My Own." Come on, give me a little. I know you know that song.
I just don't give it away for free. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Damn,
I'm very upset with the Bomb Chica, and yeah. Good luck with whatever you do.
Hey, Mike, let me know when you need a new co-host, okay, bro?
Ooh.
He's needed it for years.